Last year when I gave my message to you for Do More Ag and mental health, I was speaking to you from my office. This year I'm speaking to you from my basement. So we're obviously in a very different place when we were the same time last year. Some things are better and some things aren't so good. First thing I'd like to say is harvest this year was a much better experience. You guys finally were due for a decent harvest. Yields were, from what I'm hearing from reports, were good to above average, so strong average. But the good news is it was an easy harvest. Most of you are done or very nearly done, and you're not going to have to spend a bunch of time and energy managing your crop this winter. So that's the good thing. There was an awful lot of uncertainty this year that you guys are very aware of, and it started with the weather and the markets. There was some uncertainty there, which of course that's nothing new to you and us in agriculture. But it was the geopolitical and pandemic were some of the uncertainties that we're not used to. And when you think about the pandemic and going back to March, April, there was an unknown impact early on as to what was going to happen, which caused a lot of stress for all of us and definitely all of you. And while we're not fully clear where we'll end up, the past few months have shown that things are not nearly as dire as we expected them to be. So thankfully, the health is much better than we thought, and even the markets in our sectors are doing better than it looked like they would be. So mental health is very important to us at FCC because ag is obviously a people business, and that's why we continue to be very proud supporters of the Do More Ag Foundation. Um, I would ask that you continue to take care of yourself and others through this spot. It's really easy to get ourselves and get yourself in a tough spot at the best of times. Uh, Now it's harder to get out of a tough spot unless you're really focused on doing something about it. And the big thing that I've learned in what's important for mental health is social contact and social activities. And definitely the lack of that social contact today is very bad. I didn't get to see anyone. There were no farm shows this year. Learning events are virtual. There's no travel. There's no sports, and basically there's no social event that we're available to for us to go to sort of recharge and build up that mental health stamina. So it is important that you continue to reach out virtually to friends and family, and thankfully the technology is much easier to use, whether you're using Zoom, WebEx, Teams, and if I can use it, there's a good chance that you can too. So again, the resources that we've got available, if you're finding yourself struggling a little bit with some stress or some mental health, of course, there's some fantastic resources at Do More Ag, website domoreag.ca, and also our website at FCC at scc.ca. And if you open up our webpage, you'll find a section with community wellness, and that's where you'll find our rooted in strength tools. So I guess we've come a long ways these past few years when it comes to talking more openly and comfortably about mental health. We've got a ways to go yet. There's still too many people and too many stories of folks that aren't comfortable opening up. And just know that you're not weak when you feel overwhelmed. You're just overwhelmed, and talking really helps. So even telling someone what you're feeling or going through will help. I know it's helped me in the past, and a lot of folks that I've spoken to found it's helped them as well. So please do that. Reach out, and of course, thanks to our partners at Do More Ag for continuing the journey that they're on with mental health. Cheers.